So this is all a progress, but the game is what it's all about. And that was the beginning of my understanding of real spirituality, really connecting with what I call the living life force. And I began to understand that there is synchronicity of events. There's this thing called synchronicity of events. You become more and more aware of it as it pops around you. But we are so dulled in our senses by the foods, the poisons put in our foods, the war, the anger that's out there, you know. If you reciprocate anger with anger, that anger is going to come back on you. It just is. And that's going to take a while for you to get out of you, okay? So remember this from this woman that I know, Beauty, Elegance, and Grace, Teresa. Words create worlds. It is so incredibly true. And I've got Teresa right here. Do you want? No? Okay. I was hoping she would comment on it.
Yeah, sure.
Teresa, please.
Hi, everybody. I'm Teresa.
Beauty,
Hi,
Elegance,
Teresa.
and Grace.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here, Megumi.
Do you have a message you would like to share, or from your own journey, or from the journey with Dave, or...
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that synchronicity is an amazing thing that happens when you start thinking differently in your life, when you make changes to the way you're thinking about your life and to the things you're saying in your life, simple things. Even the simplest phrases that we're used to using really start to have meaning when you recognize how strongly words can affect your daily living and your daily experiences in life. With Dave and I, for instance, we have this phenomena that happens where we will speak something and the next thing you know, it is coming to reality, it is coming to fruition. We're just having a conversation in one moment, we're just thinking about something, it's just a thought, and the next thing you know, it is coming to fruition almost by some sort of divine
this week
magical plan. I mean, that we really aren't operating, but we are by the way we're thinking, the thoughts, the feelings, and the emotions that are coming through us. So, you know, I guess the main thing to remember is that attitude is everything. And the things you say and speak into your life each day make a huge difference, huge difference. And I just can't stress that enough. Start to get positive about things. I'm not saying that you have to be happy acting when you're really sad. If you feel sadness, it's important to allow emotions to be there, but you don't have to additionally charge them or additionally boost them by dwelling and making them even bigger by bemoaning or, you know, belaboring the point. So anyway, but when Dave speaks about words creating worlds, it is really, really true. Start watching what you say each day. And I'm going to give it back to Dave and let him share a little bit more about his story, because it's really an amazing journey he's been on, and the things I've experienced with him have been magical too. So
it's been phenomenal. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. This is one of the 3 people that have most impacted and affected my life to where I'm at now. She has become more of a spiritual counselor to me, if you will. But what I want to get back to is words creating worlds, what she was just talking about. I'm seeing it now. It can be negative or positive is what I'm discovering. And the dangers in that are that people don't realize it. Okay, I was just watching a documentary on television about something. I was stuck at a motel for a day. I was just flipping through the channels, and it talked about how it was in the early 1900s, and these guys were at a picnic, and this is miles up a freshwater stream in Australia, and these guys were talking about, let's play a game called the Great White, and it attacks us, and they jumped into this freshwater river for miles, and a great white took one of them out, and it went in all the newspapers down there that there was a great white miles up in a freshwater city, way beyond the brackish water. Words create worlds, okay? Words create worlds. And I didn't realize it when I was going through this, because I just come off the diabetic meds, and what I realized is when I went to the doctors in Mexico to find out if I had cancer, I will never forget this, because they looked at me and they said, you have colon cancer, it's 80%, 90% curable, it's really great, it's one of the, if you have to get cancers, it's one of the best you can get, this kind of thing. And they go, we just want to shrink it down a little bit, and then hit it with some chemotherapy and radiation, shrink it down a little bit, and then cut out a smaller part of the colon. And I had seen my girlfriend die a couple years before that. And I remember telling Mickey, I remember saying to her, hey, you know, I think this stuff, and I wasn't into any of this, but I remember telling her that I thought that was killing her. And now I actually believe it was helping to end her life quicker. I'm not saying her life would not have passed on from cancer. I'm saying that that added to a quicker death is what I believe personally. But what I'll never forget what I told the doctors, because I literally said, I just got off my diabetic meds about a month ago, and you know what, this dark green leafy juice stuff, it healed me of everything. I mean, it took away, I mean, if it can get me off of diabetic meds in 4 days, something that took me a half a lifetime to get, the diabetes, if it could reverse that in 4 days, surely it can cure cancer. That was my thinking. So I just knew it in my heart. It was beyond, I think, it was beyond believing. It was beyond checking it out. You know what I'm saying? It was just, this is going to heal me. And they were like appalled. They were freaking out. And I remember just walking out of there going, no, I'm not having nothing to do with this. I will get healed from the dark green leafy vegetable juice, and that's that. You know, I mean, we got a lot of bugs down here right now because we're standing under a light in Ecuador, so it's all good. But anyway, yeah, so what I didn't realize was that as I spoke that to their doctors, because their doctors are going, you crazy, this is one of the most healable cancers in the world, we can take care of this, you can be okay. And I'm like going, I'm going to be okay because I got my dark green leafy vegetable juice. I'm going to be just fine. I knew it, and I actually spoke these words, and I believe I spoke them into existence without even realizing it, without even the understanding, with never having met beauty, elegance, and grace. I know in my heart that that's what happened. And there's no other way to explain it except I know. It's like